All right, guys, welcome to this week's episode of The Brothers BS. Today, we are going to be talking about remakes.
Ooh.
However, we're going to put a little bit of a twist on it. So this week's topic is going to be movies that should be remade. Movies that should be remade. Okay? So that is what we're going to discuss here on episode 3 of The Brothers BS. All right, everybody. Our introduction.
For our friends in foreign lands.
Do we have
I've only been drinking Coke Zero. I swear.
have a piece of
It was
paper?
the lime. It was
Let
the
me have a
lime.
piece of paper.
Introductory
Let me have a piece of paper and a
question
pencil, and I'll do
prompt.
closed caption.
Today. I'm going to learn how to speak one day. So welcome to the Brothers BS podcast. If this is your first time, I think people are calling this the most influential podcast ever.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what they're saying. Those people are saying.
They.
Some people say, I think that's how you have to start out the sentence in order to spew some BS afterward. So if you are new to this podcast, the first thing that we do is introduce ourselves, but we always come up with some kind of prompt to kind of tell a little bit about ourselves as we do it. It's usually something entertainment based, I'm sure. I've heard anyway. So today, our introductory prompt. Gosh, I swear,
English is hard.
I swear, I usually I've been talking a lot today. I had to coach today. So
Oh, okay.
what are you gonna do? Our introductory prompt, bam, nailed it. Is going to be quotable movie. What do you think is the most quotable movie? So my name is Zach. I am the youngest of this family. And I think probably the most quotable movie, only because I've seen it so many times, would have to be The Breakfast Club. I think there's so many parts of that movie that just have like a
Good one.
very good flow to them. And I almost said Judge Reinhold, but Judd Nelson, I think was at the top of his prime in that, which is a very short-lived prime. Love you, Judd Nelson.
He flared those nostrils like nobody's
You better
business.
believe he
He's
did.
the nostril flaringest person ever lived.
That's how we could tell how angsty he was.
That's right.
According to Sykes. So
Yeah, but some
He
people
stutter.
Some people don't give you how angsty they are, so they're not.
that's true.
One of my favorite parts of that, and I have no clue what he actually says. I've never even watched it with subtitles on. But when the teacher's walking through the hall and he goes, "Haganaga," all right.
That's what he says. That's what he says. He really says Hagen.
Aganaga. Yeah.
I don't know why he does that, but it's such a funny part of that. All right, let's move on.
I think that's one of those movies that every teen should have to watch, even teens in this era. I mean, it's really hammy when they're laying out the problems for each other, but honestly, I think every teenager should have to watch that at least once.
That man was a genius, though.
Hughes.
John Hughes. If you look at his entire catalog, I don't know, he got something from that era, and it's still, even though it's from that era, I can go back and watch them today, and they're just as good as
Well, I
they
mean,
were then.
I guess you could consider them kids movies, but Home Alone 1 and 2 I think are still some of the best movies. I watch those every single year. I love them.
He knew
John Hughes-
exactly how a kid would act.
Can you imagine what those movies would have been without Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci? If they would have gotten anybody else,
I don't know. Macaulay
Culkin.
Culkin was a
Yeah,
star.
he was.
Like,
Yeah,
he
he
really
was a
did have
star.
that star power.
He was a star.
But
You have to
I
admit, Harry
agree.
and Marv carried,
Oh,
almost
yeah.
carried.
Joe Pesci was incredible.
And I love Catherine, or no,
O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara. Yeah.
I love her to death too.
And honestly, the second one was just as good as the first for me. I thought that one was.
I liked
in
it,
fact,
too.
In fact, I liked Harry and Marv probably better in the second one.
Those movies are the ultimate example of suspension of disbelief.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like that. But you want to
yeah.
suspend disbelief
Well, I mean,
for those movies.
And you kind of want that, even in a realistic type
yeah.
movie. You kind of want an escape from the. It's why video games and movies now aren't as successful as they once were, is because you want, when you go to a medium like
want
that,
to escape.
you want to escape your reality. We know how things are. I want to.
We know that poor little Kevin wouldn't have lived through the night.
He wouldn't have made
Poor
it.
little, that house would have been
Oh, little
burned down
Kevin.
by the end of the weekend.
Or they just wouldn't have robbed that place, I feel like, was probably the
Yeah,
more
that's
likely
not the
scenario.
neighborhood they would have picked. Everybody had ADT in that one for sure.
No, it was neighborhood watch all over the place. They probably had two nosy, an old woman here and an old woman there that watched their
No,
house.
they
like a
all had
hawk.
security systems. You remember?
Yeah.
Marv shows them how you can turn all of them off and make all the lights turn on, all that stuff. They had all that stuff.
Good movie.
It's just Marv installed them all.
I like the part in the second one where he throws the bricks down and he keeps trying to hit Joe Pesci with, but he keeps hitting Daniel Stern. Harry. All right, Evan, let's move on to you. I just told your name. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. I am Evan. I'm the next oldest over Zachary. He's the baby, and I'm kind of split between two. But I'm going to say Princess Bride is incredibly quotable,
good one.
especially Miracle Max.
Good
theme,
one.
of course.
Yes.
Which shout out to Carol. I want to say Carol King, but
King,
that's
Carol
is it?
Kane.
Kane.
Carol Kane.
Carol King's the one that wrote songs, right? Am I right about?
Yes.
Big Broadway.
It's an
You'll
Evan
the
fact.
longer you're here,
Big
the
Broadway
more you'll
thing.
know. I just make up my own stuff.
She also played Grandmama.
They're
in
sisters,
Adam's
I
Family.
think.
Carol Kane and Billy. Carol Kane and Billy Crystal. That entire scene just about was ad lib. They just did their own thing.
Which means to bluff.
So he's probably playing poker, and he cheated. Liar, liar.
Yeah,
That was great.
My favorite part, she says, I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
yeah. She's great.
Such a great movie. I don't think my wife has ever seen it. I started it the other day, and she was like, I don't think I've ever watched this
You
movie all the way
married her?
through. I'm like, how have you not? I've probably watched it 50 times since we've been
Oh,
married. so
yeah.
I was about to say, you probably watched it half a dozen anyway since
Yeah.
you've been married to her.
Yeah.
such a good movie. All right, moving on.
Andrew, I'm the second oldest, third in line if we're going from bottom to top. I have two. One of them is Airplane,
That's a good one.
and the other is Young Frankenstein. It doesn't have that many quotable lines, but the ones that you quote, like if anybody says something about knockers,
Yeah.
everybody has to
I
say
bet,
Thank you, Doctor.
I bet
Yeah.
if we kept the tape rolling, that's how old we are. I just said tape rolling. We were recording to an SD card. I bet if we sat here, we could probably do start to finish Young
Oh,
Frankenstein.
Probably
every bit
so.
of it.
Between the four of us, I bet probably one of us.
But
probably.
I've watched that movie that many times, and I could sit down and watch it again right
Oh yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
And enjoy it just as much as I
But
did the
Airplane,
first time
think about
off.
it.
Yeah, Don't Call Me Shirley.
Don't Call Me Shirley.
I have
I,
to
I
as well.
picked today. I picked the wrong day to stop huffing glue.
It's when I developed my drinking problem.
You know,
Yeah,
what's
there's
funny
a lot.
about Airplane is Evan actually called me probably 2 or 3 months ago. So Evan's son is 17, right?
Yeah.
And I told Priscilla the other day he's trying to fit 40 years of pop culture in like a summer.
Yeah.
And so they're going back and watching all these movies. And Evan contacted me the other day and he was like, "When's the last time you watched Airplane?" I was like, a couple years ago. I can't remember, probably a decade or more, maybe. And he was like, "It's a lot more adult than you remember."
Oh yeah. When you watch it with your kid.
yeah,
you're
when you're
like,
trying to watch it
"Whoa."
with
Oh,
your
the
kids.
little
and
girl
stuff.
sitting beside the boy when he comes up in his suit.
I'm talking about
I like
the co-pilot.
black like I like my
yeah.
man.
Would you like coffee? I like mine black like I like my men.
Yeah.
She's like 10.
Just crazy. Well, I mean, even I remember the first time I watched Breakfast Club was probably a VCR or
Yeah.
recorded version
Oh,
of
yeah.
it, and then you watch the actual one, and it's got a lot more language.
It's
to
got
it.
a lot more
was trying to-
everything in
Yeah.
it.
I was trying to explain to my kids. We used to watch almost all of our movies on TV with commercial break. TNT and TBS
Right.
would get and they would censor the language with the voiceover,
Yeah.
the dubbing. They were.
Do you remember when we sat through Scarface
Oh no!
when it was dubbed?
How
Oh
do you
my
even
gosh!
dub that?
There's-
one?
it's
That would
no
be
line.
no
It's almost
movie.
like a completely different movie.
Oh, snakes on a plane. I'm sick and tired of these mother-father snakes on
Mother
this Monday
grabbing,
to Friday
mother
plane.
grabbing snakes on this mother-father plane or
Yeah,
something like
Monday to Friday plane.
that. Yeah.
Well, that's just
Monday
awful.
to Friday.
I see films like, and I am just now becoming a parent. I understand that, but I very much see film. Pretty much any artistic anything. If you don't want to watch or listen to how they made it, don't watch that movie.
I agree.
And so
Don't dub it. Just don't.
I
show
don't
it.
think if you're not going to listen to hip hop, if you're not going to listen to hip hop how they made hip hop, don't listen to hip hop. because my biggest example of that is at the gym we've got to play edited music, and so Ludacris song is "Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way" is the name of the song,
I've heard it.
and every time he says "move," it sounds like a woman being murdered. There's a scream that's like blood curdling scream.
It's way worse.
It's so much more offensive to me than saying the word bitch. And so this is the dumbest way of editing something
is
I've ever
stupid.
seen.
I don't agree with censorship.
I don't agree with
At
any
all.
kind of censorship.
Be a parent.
If you don't like
yeah.
it, be a parent and don't let your kids
if
watch
you
it,
want to
or
be
don't
involved.
watch it if it
but
offends you.
Now, to play the devil's advocate after I just said that is I also don't think that they need to market things to kids.
That are not.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And
But that's not going to stop.
not that I haven't seen a couple episodes
kids
of
are
Family
stupid.
Guy that I enjoy or something like that, but you shouldn't market something to kids that's not for kids. in my
I
opinion.
agree. But that's not going to stop because kids are stupid and they'll buy what you
Well,
tell them to.
parents are stupid
That's
too.
true.
I was about to say it's not the kids.
The kids grow up. to
Modern
be
parents are
stupid
too
and dumb.
involved
Kids
with
have
being
zero
friends to their
access.
kids.
If
Sorry, we
Anyway,
got way
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
on
tangent.
this. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
I'm Adam. I'm the oldest. I have two, but I'm going to narrow it down to the Fletch movies.
I knew you were going to say Fletch. Fletch lives.
I also had Cuffs.
Cuffs is really good.
Cuffs is good.
I went with the Fletch movies because there's two of them and they're extremely quotable.
Yeah,
Anybody that's ever seen them know that they're.
Did you know
extremely-
that Cuffs was supposed to be a series?
I don't know, but it was fantastic.
It was
I
good.
enjoy it. So Fletch is not as popular as I thought it was growing up because we loved that movie.
was our
so
dad's
much.
favorite.
Oh, it's
our dad loved that
fringe.
movie, but it's very much not something that
Not.
a lot of people have seen.
Yeah.
And so when you mention Chevy Chase, which I've talked about this in the past, but when you mention Chevy Chase, everybody thinks of Clark Griswold.
Yeah, National.
And it was just such a different character. Like,
Yeah.
As soon as he started playing Clark Griswold, which I like the first Vacation,
What he
I like
always
Christmas
played.
Vacation, he just turned into being the dumb character, and he played the smart one so good. And that was the thing.
And that's what bothered me is Fletch didn't really go anywhere. There's a Fletch 3 in his filmography, but I guess they never released it.
It was
but
canned in the last
if-
month.
If you look, it's the reason that he never did anything else like that is because the Clark Griswold went somewhere and the Erwin Fletcher didn't.
Yeah.
And that's a shame too, because I like
Much
Clark
better
Griswold.
character.
I do. I like him, but I like the
But it's
smart.
something. It's something more of anybody could play.
Yeah,
as opposed
anybody
to-
can play dumb funny. It's hard to play cerebral, straight almost like play the straight, but everybody else around you's laughing.
Yeah.
That's why
What
there's
he
only
did
one
in
Dennis
Fletch.
Miller. Nobody else has really done intellectual comedy like that.
When Chevy Chase was good at it on Saturday Night Live too, when he did the
He
news.
just couldn't get his
That
ego out of the
Weekend
way.
Update.
Well, the-
Weekend Update was
he was-
fantastic.
the early
yeah.
Saturday Night Live, everybody had ego and cocaine, and it just those
Bad
two things
combination.
apparently don't mix very well.
Bad combination.
Bad. But I mean, his Weekend Update's my favorite, even
Yeah.
to this
Oh.
day.
I'm a
think
Norm
Norm
Macdonald
Macdonald-
fan.
Norm Macdonald was great.
Norm Macdonald was
Yeah.
good, but Chevy Chase. I'm Chevy Chase, and you're
I think
not.
Kevin Nealon had his moments too, but no,
I mean, all of them were good. Even that the newer guy.
Now,
And Dan
Colin
Aykroyd,
Yost
we
and
always-
Michael Che actually do a pretty good
Yeah,
job.
they
bad.
We
Didn't
always,
do bad at all.
we always forget that. What did I just say? We always forget that Dan Aykroyd and Jane Curtin were also Weekend Update, and that's where the Jane,
Jane, you
Invisible Slut
ignorant
came from.
Yeah.
And every one of those, and when she did
Dan Aykroyd wasn't funny though.
no, when she interviewed the guy the Slimo businessman who. She goes, "This is just a bag of glass." She goes, "That's actually what you're
Bag
talking about is our
of
big of
glass.
glass.
Yeah.
It's one of our lead. It teaches kids about prisms, you know." And they're like, "You can't see how this is dangerous." Well, I mean, I could just be sitting here driving around, my tie, go.
Yeah, he was.
He was hysterical in those parts.
All right, so something that I wanted to talk about is, and these are going to be released maybe not as soon as we record them, but the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer just came out.
Exciting.
Which they originally released, which I thought was a pretty cool marketing
Are you
thing.
serious?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I kind
Oh, me
of
too. Carl Urban.
Yeah.
It
So-
looks fun, and they're bringing
they
fun
released
back to it.
Yeah, they released like kind of like a joke or a meta movie trailer of a Johnny Cage movie first, and then they
hilarious.
released.
It's
so,
very, very funny.
So pretty interesting way of
I'm
doing
reserving.
It's kind of like they did with Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
It looks just like one of those trailers.
Tropic Thunder.
Sorry, that's still
in
one I've
another
never
time,
seen.
though.
that. Tropic Thunder.
I'm
was
reserving my
fantastic.
judgment because I've seen what Hollywood shit out for the last
I saw Mortal Kombat.
decade and a half.
Well, I don't think it's going to be.
No, it's
Again,
not gonna be
none of the Mortal
Oscar-worthy.
Kombat
Yeah.
movies are great.
No, I like dumb.
but I don't care for the one that came out in what it was 2020 or 2021. I liked some parts. I thought Scorpion was awesome. The Scorpion
I love that guy.
Sub-Zero fight should have been the entire movie.
Yeah, that guy. That guy can do anything.
I think video game to movies should be kind of campy.
Oh, they
actually.
should be.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't think they should be serious.
Dread.
Like Street
Dread
Fighter.
3D was awesome.
Street Fighter was a great. I loved it. It was
I think it's a
campy,
very fun movie for
fun.
sure.
It's sit down, turn your brain off,
Rest in
and
peace,
watch
Raul
it.
Julia.
It's so much fun. So much fun. The first Mortal Kombat movie I thought was fun. It's fun.
The
Sit down,
second
turn
one
your
may
brain.
be
Oh,
too much.
way
Bad.
too.
Yeah, that was
The
bad.
second one looks like it was made in the 70s.
way-
with, Harryhausen.
So
you know.
bad.
way too much.
But I think this one looks cool.
It
I got a
looks
little
fun.
I got a little fanboy-ish when in the trailer there's a part where Noob Saibot gets stabbed and they pull
Yeah.
out
Scorpion pulls his soul out of his body with his.
and that was pretty cool.
That was-
What is
That's
that
cool.
weapon called? That's on the end of a rope.
Is it a kunai?
something. I thought it was a
Yeah, it's, I think
No,
it's-
Kunai is a knife that they throw.
No, kunai is a dagger.
We're gonna be wrong with whatever
Grapnel?
we say
I'm
right
going to
now.
call it a
the
grapnel.
grapnel. Yeah, that'll work.
That's what
Okay,
Batman.
that'll work.
that-
I
Bat-
love Carl
that's what
Urban.
Batman's
I'll watch him in it.
Well,
Everybody
it seems
craps
like
on-
they've smartened up and made Johnny Cage the main character of this one
Yeah.
instead of adding character
Well,
that
they
was
should
in
have.
the game.
What was his name? Cole something, and he
They
becomes
should've.
armor.
Yeah.
They should have to begin with.
Yeah.
Who else would you put there?
Liu Kang.
Well, Liu
is the main
Kang would have
character.
been the best of the main characters for the first one. It seemed like Liu Kang is almost like a completely secondary.
Kung Lao's the better cast, though.
Kung Lao was killed
He was
though, in the first one.
I know, but he was
He
a good
should have
cast.
But Johnny
He had to be.
Cage
Yeah.
is kind of arrogant. He's kind of an anti-hero type. He's good to base something around.
I adore
because you've
Carl
got
Urban.
character developed there.
Carl Urban
You don't
took
really have
Doom and
character
made it
development
watchable.
in Liu Kang. He's disciplined and he's
I agree.
serene.
So that's actually one thing that I wish they would have done is they're doing like a washed up version of of Johnny Cage where he knows he's kind of a joke. I kind of like the arrogant. He doesn't realize that the jokes are about him.
Do you remember
I
the
do too.
novel?
I don't.
That's how they did Johnny Cage in
and
the novel.
that's part of why Sonya started liking him is because his character development. He went from a brash, and he still had that brash arrogance about him.
He'll die in this one.
But
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I don't think he will.
He dies in canon.
I don't
Raiden
think-
brings him back.
I know.
But he does die.
But I don't think he will.
I don't think
in
they're
this
going to do much with Ken. They shit the bed when it came to canon, like real bad.
Yeah.
It's why they've rebooted the series.
Well, which canon are you talking about?
Yeah, I was about to say there's
Exactly.
so many different.
But
I
mean,
like Mortal Kombat 1. I like the story.
his-
I don't like multiverse anything about it, but I do like the story.
But I mean, Johnny Cage goes from arrogant, didn't care about anybody but himself, rich actor, and he has character development. Although those traits are still there, you can see them from time to time.
Did you?
There's plenty of room for
Play Mortal
character
Kombat 1?
development here.
Yeah.
The new one. He's a washed up. He's kind of a washed up has been in that. Too. He's in the twilight of his career. That's why
Yeah.
his chick leaves him. Hi, sweetheart.
Our dogs are very needy and want pets.
Bad.
But I'm excited
wet?
about it just because
Why is she wet?
because Opie likes to lick her ears.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, she'll scratch you. You got to watch it.
Go that way.
But I am excited about it. I think it's going to be done
I hope.
okay.
I'm
I mean,
hopeful.
yeah, I enjoyed
But
watching
I'm
the first
reserving
one. There was
judgment.
some things that were kind of. I was really bored in all the cold parts.
See,
Kano
I
was good.
Scorpion was awesome.
Kano was pretty good,
Scorpion was awesome.
except he
Yeah.
they jumped
That
too
whole
hard into
exchange.
the crude
We-
thing just because they were wanting that R rating
don't
so
get-
bad.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a Superman fan. Like Superman's probably my least
I
favorite.
like him,
superhero.
but
Superman.
they can't seem to do that very well.
Well, we've stopped.
It's like
you-
video.
well, I
games.
mean-
they've never made a good Superman video game.
Yeah.
Ever.
You can't have.
You don't like Superman 64?
Death and Return.
Come on,
No,
now.
Death and Return of Superman was pretty good on the.
That was the side-scrolling one for the Nintendo.
You can't have serious moments in movies anymore. Everything has to end with a fourth wall break or a.
That and meta narration is
Yeah.
the stupidest thing that has ever existed in God's green earth, and they do it to death.
So again, today's topic is going to be movie remakes. So I know the four of us, we're not huge fans of movie remakes, and we're probably going to reference a lot of movie remakes that we didn't enjoy or something that shouldn't have been made. But I think one of the biggest things that Hollywood is missing out on is remaking things that have such a cool concept but
we're
weren't
limited.
executed
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And there are so many stories of that. Like, I'll give an example of a remake that I thought was actually pretty decent, but I liked the original better. But it's really the only one that I can think of. So I'm a huge fan of the 1980s movie, not 1980, but it's in the 80s, movie Fright Night. Love that movie. I thought
Great
it was
movie.
Fantastic. It's campy. It's wonderful.
Fantastic
I
movie.
enjoy
See
it.
Thomas Howell and
Chris
Tom
Sarandon
Howell
was.
is-
who was the main character in that one?
I don't know
Chris
his
Sarandon
name.
was the vampire.
Yeah, he was the bad. Kill them both.
I don't know what else.
I don't know what else
I know
that
that
kid
kid
was
had-
in either, but it wasn't C. Thomas.
had
Did he
been-
look a little?
He had
like
been in.
No, he was a better looking kid, I think.
Okay, I don't know any actors that are in movies, so
But I think it was like 2006, 7, 8-ish. They remade it. Colin Farrell was the vampire, and it actually was a decent movie.
And
It
Anton
wasn't as
Yelkin,
good.
rest in peace. Was
don't think
the
it was
main
good.
character.
I enjoyed it. It
It
wasn't.
was okay.
fine.
It took itself a little more seriously.
Too
than the other
serious. It should have been campy.
one, but I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Of course, then we also have.
we
I
say-
never liked 21 Jump Street,
we
but I
say
thought the 21
campy.
Jump Street movie was.
You say it can't be, but in the original one, I think when his Brewster's friend is scared, that kid, I've never seen him
he
act
was
in anything
good,
else, but
yeah.
that was really good
That
acting.
doesn't.
even when
That
he
doesn't
was,
mean it's not camp. You can have good acting and campy.
but I
It's
mean-
just the whole thing as a whole. It should have
But
been
you wouldn't have-
campy.
you wouldn't have- you
It
wouldn't
took
have-
itself too seriously.
You wouldn't have expected a performance like that to come in that movie.
I agree. I thought he did a really good job.
yeah, even when he was being the imp, like the
Yeah.
little spawn at your dinner is in the oven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good stuff. So, what are some movies that maybe you thought, oh man, this movie is going to be good, and then you watched it and it's like,
I can tell you something that would have been a good movie, but they've failed at it so far. And I loved the cartoon when I was a kid, and that's He-Man.
oh yeah.
They have failed every single time. Failed.
didn't they just
miserably.
make one?
There's a
I
think
think
Why
there's
not?
two
Was
different
it
movies.
Dolph
I think
Lundgren?
there's one modern, and then there was the Dolph Lundgren
I didn't know
one
they
back
made a
in.
modern He-Man.
I think they have. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they did.
if you're-
It's actually called Masters of the Universe.
Are you
I
talking
think.
about Kevin Smith's Abomination?
No.
I don't. I
That's-
guess. I don't know.
That's the cartoon.
Why
No,
call it
this
He-Man?
was-
It should've
this
been
was-
Tila.
It was awful.
No, this was people.
So
I think they're making. I think they announced a He-Man live action movie, but I don't know that it's out.
I don't know, but
I had the toys just because I got them from you all
Yeah.
after you all were done playing with them, but I never
You missed
really
that
got
craze.
too big into He-Man.
But I mean, it's a good story. I mean, you can do a lot with it, I guess I should say. I mean, not everybody's going to like it,
It'd
obviously,
be hard
but
to
you can
screw
do
it
a
up.
lot.
It's a pretty.
It's not hard to
pretty-
screw
that's-
up. Kevin Smith
but it's a
nailed
pretty,
screwing it up.
easy sword and sorcery
Yeah.
story. It'd be real easy.
But you can't make a character like He-Man, Captain America, Superman without allowing heartfelt moments in
Yeah.
the movie. And right now, nobody is making movies with true conviction.
Right.
for
It's
their
It's
character.
because
they
they
become the
make
butt of the
movies-
joke. They become the Deadpool joke.
They can't do what their jobs say
don't-
they can do.
well, they don't
That's
let
the
kids
problem.
be in peril either. Now you diminish your bad guys because you can't put children in peril.
Yeah.
What's yours, Zachary? What do you think?
I don't know that it was executed poorly, but I think they could have built on it a little bit more. I don't know if it would be a remake or a continuation of the story, but I don't know if you all have ever seen the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake in it.
Yes,
But it's all about
that's based on a
so
Ray
every-
Bradbury short.
everybody has a timer on their wrist, and it's how like everybody stops aging at this point, but they get a timer, a countdown. And currency and everything is judged by time, and people who have a lot of time are the wealthy, of course, and then people who don't have to work, and so they'll work a 12-hour day and they'll get or 8 days of time or something. I don't know the exact math of it or anything, but I thought it was just such a cool.
That was a really neat the way they
concept.
pulled it off. Like he works at
Amanda
he
Seyfried
works
is
at
in
a
it
factory,
as well.
and he comes up to get paid at the end of the day, and he
She's
says,
put
"Are
together
there-"
proper.
He says, "Are there any more shifts available?" And he puts his wrist up, and they have this little thing they slide over your wrist to add your time. He goes, "You only gave me so many hours." He says, "Well, we're short this week, so, we're raising production on you." And his mom is Olivia Munn. Is that right?
She's put together
I think it's
proper, too.
Olivia Wilde.
She has enough time. She gives him
That's
half
two
of her
different
time.
people. Who is it?
She gives him half of her time to get through the day because he has to go somewhere else. And she runs out of time running for a bus. She stops the bus driver and says, "Please, I only have 30 seconds left." And he goes, "Then you better run." And all this. And it really is. It's
They've got to pay for
impressive-
everything, so she would have had to have paid for the
He
bus.
goes to
That
a
is a
hotel.
nice looking young lady.
He goes to a hotel, and it's a month to stay at this really ritzy hotel. Like it's really a clever.
It's a neat little sci-fi movie, and
like
I can do sci-fi as long as it's like very soft sci-fi. If it's something that's fairly grounded, I can do it.
What
But
kicks
once you
off the
go
whole
into
thing
it-
is he's going through all this crap about all this time, and there's this guy who comes and starts talking to him, and this guy has centuries.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to kill himself, so he gives Justin Timberlake's character all of his time, and Justin Timberlake wakes up and he's got hundreds and hundreds of years, and this guy's dead, and they track people who have that kind of money. or
Cillian
time.
Murphy. Forgot even that.
I think he's the cop.
Killian.
I'll have to catch.
I'm going
that.
to say Cillian.
It'll blow you
how
away.
you pronounce it.
It looks like it's the silliest thing ever, and honestly, that's what I thought it was going to be. It really did.
I don't
a
mind
good
that.
job.
You know what movie I really like that didn't
clever.
get a lot of, and Hayden Christensen gets a little bit of
1201.
What, Jumper?
Jumper. I thought Jumper was a lot of fun, and I really would have liked to have seen a sequel of it.
1201 as well.
The problem is, and I think undeservingly, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but the prequel really killed a lot of people's careers.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
And I don't think he deserved it
The sequels needed to.
personally.
They need-
But Hayden Christensen's career was pretty much
Yeah,
over
yeah.
after that.
But I thought that was a cool story.
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad.
Sequels need to kill everybody.
Definitely enjoyable.
I think if you just
Including
changed
people
a
that
few
made 'em.
things in the script and in the action of that, you could make the game Prototype or the game Infamous. You could make the same movie, switch a couple things around, and
Oh,
it would
Infamous!
work out.
Infamous would make a really good.
Yeah, that is a
I agree with
What's
that.
your
That
what's your
would.
remake?
We need another Spider-Man reboot.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Batman. We should watch
Or Batman.
A
Wayne and
remake
Martha. I mean,
a remake that I would like to see a good one of, and it's not because the old one was bad, because I really enjoyed it, but a movie called Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Fantastic.
I just
Remade
want them to
well
remaster that and put
would
it back
be
out. Jonathan
so
Price
good.
is
Jonathan Pryce was
chilling
great.
in that.
I don't know, though. I don't know if I want that remade.
I'm just saying, like now with what we can do in movies now, not
but
what
they
they are
don't
doing.
do.
I know
That's
but
another Bradbury
This is a perfect remake, right? We're talking about it if they
In
did
a
it-
perfect
Who
world,
would you
I
get
agree.
besides
if they
Jonathan
Shawshank
Price to play?
Redemptioned it and made a perfect movie, Something Wicked This Way Comes would be a really fun one.
I remember Mom reading that to me,
Yeah.
and I'm
Is that when she accidentally cursed?
no.
What book was that? Do you guys
probably
remember?
Stephen
That was a Stephen King book, and she
yeah.
didn't say the F word.
It was
and that's-
Gunslinger.
It was
It was
I
the
think it
first
was
in the
Gunslinger.
dark.
She read when I was in the hospital one time. She read me one of the Christopher Pike vampire novels, and she goes, "And I'm a vampire, and now you've pissed me off." And she looks at me like she would slap me in
and
the face, like, "Mom."
Our mother doesn't like the word fart. Like she
she-
is.
She doesn't say
She doesn't
dirty
say-
Now
words.
our dad, when he was fixing TVs, he taught us all of the
Or
words that we
walking,
know now.
or
I told-
on the
really
phone.
anything.
I told Priscilla when I was a kid, Dad would be fixing something, and he'd say "damn it" or he'd say something, and never anything like
No, I mean,
never the F
never
word,
nothing.
never. But he would say,
Except when
you
the
know-
van door came down on his head.
Oh.
yeah, he would make up his own words, but he'd say it, and then Mom would say, "Keith." And she'd say it just like that every time. And in my
Every
head, when
time.
I was a kid, I was like, gosh, why doesn't he just not say it? He gets in trouble every time he says it. And then I fixed my first ceiling fan.
Yeah,
And I was like, I don't know how he
realize
stayed
exactly-
tame.
How did he
did
not say
such a
the
good
F
job.
word?
not F-bombs.
I have said words.
How did he restrain himself to just damn?
Pretty amazing. Andrew, you got anything? You got any remakes? There's so many '80s movies that I feel like had cool concepts.
There's a
that just
lot.
weren't
There's a lot
executed
that
very well.
there's a lot that could be remade. Not a lot I would want to see them remake because they can't. Hollywood's lost.
No, but this is we're
They've
doing
lost
perfect.
their
We're
spot.
doing
Doing
perfect remake.
Perfect
So
remakes.
This is
Give us a good Resident Evil movie.
Yeah.
yes, please. One
Or
of my
a good
most
It.
I refuse to believe that would be an expensive movie to shoot.
no, and
to
actually
the
it may
mansion.
be better lower budget as far
I
as
think
like
so. I think
the
it would
look
be
of
better
it, the
lower
gra-
budget.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I was watching. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So
That's a train I never.
Oh,
That's
man,
a train
I
I
love
never hopped on.
I love them. I'm actually
was
not a huge fan of the
so-
first two. Oh yeah, come on. You got Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman's
mean,
awesome. Yeah,
The first two movies I'm not crazy about. After that, I'm a big fan. But I'm one of the few
best
books I've actually read. I'm reading through the books right now.
Yes.
But I was
You're
watching.
like reading a real book,
Right?
Wow.
Yes.
Crazy.
I am the half-blood prince.
Spoiler. Jeez.
Alan Rickman.
So I was watching Harry Potter the other day, and it is done so incredibly well. And I looked at Priscilla because we were watching together, and I said, movies will never look this good ever again because they go so fast to CG instead
Yes.
of actually doing
Practical effects.
practical effects
Or
on
Agreed.
location.
on location shots. Yeah, it
Well,
drives me crazy.
Underworld is a
Indiana
good
Jones.
example of that.
They shot the first three Indiana Jones on location, and it looked amazing. The fourth,
Well,
and fifth
I know
was
you
shot
all
in
aren't fans of the
sound
Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy.
No.
But why those movies look so much better than Justice League or Batman versus Superman is because everything was on.
Soundstage or
Everything was on green
Well,
screen.
and that's like I said.
it's not a soundstage. What is it?
Underworld.
Soundstage.
Okay.
Underworld's a good example of that. The first three Underworld movies were practical. The werewolves were practical.
Werewolves were great. Yeah,
They were fantastic. Maybe the best
Not a
werewolf
great
since
story.
American Werewolf in London. Maybe. The latter ones,
Batman.
what do they got? 75 of them now or something? The latter 3 or 4, however many's out, they use CG. They're all CG'd, and it looks awful.
Yeah.
Nobody watches them. Nobody wants to watch them. However, the first 3 have been watched a lot
well,
because they're
Kate Beckinsale's
fantastic.
really
Well, she's
good.
really
in those
easy to
movies.
watch too.
The first one had a really
Really?
good story. I think the story dropped off after the first one a bit, but she carried that movie very well.
Well, no, the second and third were pretty good.
I thought the third one was the best one.
I think I
love
watched
Rise
the
of the
second
Lions.
one time, but I didn't even know there was a third one.
The third one
So
goes
I
back
actually-
in time
Yeah,
to his actual
where
daughter.
It's where the war started. Michael Sheen plays
Lucian.
Lucian, like he did in the first
good.
movie.
I like Michael Sheen.
And
Very good.
and even the guy who plays Victor, he eats up scenery, but I think he's really good in
I think it fell into the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil.
No,
trap, where the
nothing's
first
that bad.
It's not as bad, but I mean, they just
did.
got more and more.
did.
John Wick did the same thing. And
Lynn Wiseman.
unpopular opinion,
Lynn Wiseman's.
I only really
husband.
loved the first John Wick movie.
I don't.
The rest of them,
I haven't even
dropped
seen
off
3 or
after that.
4, so
Yeah.
I've
I'm
not
not there
seen
with
the
you. I didn't
second
like
one.
the second.
First one
You're
to
not
me
you're
is
not missing anything.
first one's
really
top
good.
5 action movies of
Yeah.
all times for me.
I'm not like a you got to be 100% accurate with stuff or
Yeah.
anything, but when you're walking through a crowded place and they're shooting at each other with suppressors because
And nobody,
nobody knows what a suppressor
They've never
actually
shot-
sounds
yeah,
like because it is
shot with a suppressor.
it's
not completely
quiet.
silent.
It's
not even remotely
still
silent.
really loud.
It's actually
Really
pretty loud.
sound.
I mean, you can get suppressors that suppress it quite a bit,
You know what the best suppressor
but it's
is?
still you
Well,
gotta.
a 22 you can
The
suppress
best suppressor is a Ziploc bag full of air.
for one round.
It just goes.
Well, with a 22 with no powder behind it.
Yeah, I was
Probably.
about to say no, not a 357
Yeah.
or a 50 caliber. That would,
All right, Adam, what's your remake?
You already told
I
us.
will. Yeah,
Oh, did you? What was it? I missed that conversation.
He-Man.
Now I've
He-Man.
Oh, He-Man in that. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about He-Man. I mean, I know,
But I mean,
Skeletor and-
people love sword and sorcery. You've got powers that nobody can understand. I mean, that nobody can explain. So it's kind of a supernatural type of
Yeah.
thing. It could be successfully done.
And She-Ra was
It's
awesome too. So you
Lesser
could-
movies have been done fairly successfully.
If
I think
people-
it could do it if you put your head on
If
right.
people
got the
were
right actor.
smarter about why we do remakes, you only do a remake if it can't stand on its own. Now that's like I heard somebody say, "Yeah, they should really redo Neverending Story." Neverending Story holds up.
Yeah, it holds up fine.
Yeah.
Belcour's
What about the
still
movie
awesome.
Skinner? Is that what it's
I
called?
never
from
did
Stephen
like
King?
that. Yeah.
Thinner.
Thinner. Well, I was thinking
Yeah.
Skinner.
Thinner's
I don't
So
know.
I thought-
That's a guilty pleasure of mine. I really
I'm not a
like
big fan of that one.
But I think it's a neat story.
It is a neat story. I just didn't like
the
it.
book.
You know, it's
I've got
weird,
the book read by
especially in
Joe
this day and age
Montana.
with like
It's so
Ozempic. I think that would be a really interesting thing that you could do. Because
Oh,
for those of
the
you who
miracle
don't
drug,
right,
yeah.
those of you who don't know, so
That's what the substance
it's
is about.
an attorney who they have a car accident, run over a gypsy woman or a gypsy man. I can't remember.
Gypsy woman.
Woman.
Yeah.
And then he's
leader's
cursed.
Daughter.
And then he's cursed, and then he rapidly loses weight, and it gets to the point where he's feeling really good about himself because he's a heavy guy, and then it gets to the point where he's feeling very,
Emaciated. Yeah.
well, no, he's feeling great about himself, and then it continues to go, and doctors are seeing him, and it's like nothing's wrong with you, you're just wasting away, and it turns out that he had been cursed.
I've got that. I've got
I
that
think that
audiobook
could be
read by
pretty cool.
Joe Montana, and it is brilliant.
I've got
I like
Joe
Joe
Montana
Montana.
reading The Godfather, and it
I've got
is.
him reading
that'd be
Popsy.
great.
I've got him reading
Yeah.
Popsy too. One about the vampire. Stephen King short story.
I think we need a good It too.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
Once we cast,
we need
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
once
good
we
It.
cast-
we're gonna come up with a good
Yeah,
but
we'll got
you know, sticking with Stephen King, not that I actually don't hate a lot about the 70s version. Now the new one was an abomination, but the 70s version of Salem's Lot.
Let's say it was made in the 90s.
I hated how
It's
they
still the
did
best
Barlow, but other than that, I thought it was done somewhat well.
The remake in 2003, Rutger Hauer played Barlow, and
Rob
he was
Lowe.
great. And Donald Sutherland played Straker.
That's a
Fantastic.
much better casting. But making
made for
Barlow
TV
just
show.
like a Nosferatu doesn't speak and just such a wasted character because he was so good.
Well,
I'm sorry. This is a teeny bit off subject, but have you seen Nosferatu, the new one?
no.
You talk about movies that look fake.
I watched
that looks like
20
they shot it in
seconds
a
of it, I
hallway.
think. And yeah.
And then it has these. It's got the most oddly sexual things.
Was-
And-
Well,
Yeah,
Lily
super
Rose
artsy.
Depp is just like, let's see how many
It's the
things
only-
I
it's
can
the
get
only-
topless in.
It's the only Robert Eggers movie that I was really disappointed in.
Got a face like a frying pan.
No, I got 20 seconds in, and it looked like interpretive dance. I don't. Maybe that doesn't make any sense, but it was so over the top, dramatic, and like it was.
But
I
the
just
thing
didn't- I
is, you
didn't
got to be
feel it.
careful with remakes too, because you might end up with something far worse than you had originally, and that's what we've seen with most of the remakes.
Maybe
Well,
we're talking about perfect remakes. Where
Yeah, you're
I
talking.
think it
You're
comes
thinking about. You're thinking about something
if
that was
we
just
got
not
to make it.
executed well. Something that had a great plot.
I think that
But
it
just
comes. I
wasn't
think
good.
it comes from modern directors not having faith in their audience to be smart enough to know what's going on. Too, there are remakes again. Going back to Nosferatu and things like that, they have to hold your hand and explain it the whole time. They have no faith in the audience to pick it up anymore. You couldn't make a movie like Bottle Rocket or, what's that other one?
But neither could Wes Anderson, and he made it.
Or Basic. You couldn't make a movie like Basic where
Right.
where
You
you'd
would
have
think
to
it'd be so
smart.
simple, but yeah. I mean, it wasn't a good movie, but it was original.
Right.
At least it did new stuff.
Well, see, that's why I'm
People have gotten dumber, but I don't
talking
think
about.
it's gotten
You know,
to
we've
the
talked
point.
about like not liking most of the remakes, but that seemed like the only thing coming out: comic book movies.
That's
and
all it
remakes,
is.
and
Yeah,
that's all
it
it
is.
And that's why I
And a
haven't
rom com every now and then.
kinda. There's not any
Yeah,
good
there's
not any
rom-coms.
great rom.
No.
We don't have How to Lose
The
a Guy
early
in 10
2000s
Days.
actually did have good rom coms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I like a studio called A24. And I don't like every single one of their movies. But what I can say about every single one of their movies
doing
is
something
they're
different.
original.
Pearl and Maxine.
I mean, I'm good
are
with that.
awesome movies, and
X.
I'm not even a big fan of Mia Goth.
I'm good
but
with-
those are so good.
I'm good with out of nowhere type of thing.
Yeah.
I like when people take risks.
I
That's
still-
how you come up with a good
I still
with a
can't
good
tell you
story.
the plot of the movie The Lighthouse, other than it's two guys kind of going insane at a lighthouse.
I've
together.
heard it's
That-
incredible.
But
that movie
the
should be
acting is
studied. Yes.
so incredible.
That
Some of the
movie should
best
be
acting I've
studied.
ever seen.
Willem Dafoe. All
Well,
the
Robert
time. Robert
Pattinson,
Pattinson.
though.
It
He
addresses.
does.
Well, but he's turned into a good actor.
Well,
It addresses situations like repressed homosexuality, what isolation really does. to
Corn
you.
Right.
chowder.
And it's
Right.
you're fond of me, lobster.
And Willem Dafoe,
Willem Dafoe.
is such, and he talked. I saw an interview where he talked about how he came up with the accent for that, and he was like, "We kept trying to find different things." Get the microphone. I think that's my third actually. Kept trying to find different voices and stuff to give to, but it all kept going back to like a curmudgeon old sea captain. That's just kind of like you'd hear in a Scooby Doo episode, and that's what they stuck with. And he just, I mean. You think that he'd spoken like that all of his life?
He deserved an Oscar for it.
Well, so I've never seen him phone in a performance. Like Willem Dafoe is
Willem Dafoe's
He's
fantastic.
So
Everything
He's fantastic.
He knows when to go over the top, and sometimes it is way over the top, but you still
but he's not
enjoy
phoning it
like
in.
Speed 2.
No. When he's talking to him about, and he invokes Jupiter or invokes Poseidon, and he's talking to him. They put the light behind or right in his face, and you see black behind him. And it looks
You need
like
to watch that if you've not seen it.
What?
It's the Lighthouse.
He's one of them
It's
that
Robert
no matter
Davis,
what
dude.
they paid him for that part, they got their
It
money's
wasn't enough.
worth.
Yeah.
You get your money.
Well, and he does. The thing I like about Willem Dafoe also is he does a lot of stuff because he wants to do it instead of
That's what I'm
necessarily
saying.
for the money.
You get your money's worth with him, no matter what you
But
pay.
here's a movie that I think has had a really neat concept, and maybe because I was so duped by the trailer and I was so pissed off when I actually watched the movie.
Prestige.
No, I love The Prestige. I think that movie's amazing. I love it.
That's one of Zachary's favorites.
Love it.
I would
But
like
the
it better if
movie
you could actually do magic.
Man of the Year. I don't know if
Robin
you all even
Williams.
remember Robin Williams. So
I don't know if I watched that one.
he's
yes, I do
accidentally
remember that.
made the president of the United States, and the trailer for it was so funny, and it just felt like it was
is
going to
it?
be. It's called Man of the Year, and it felt like it was going to be classic, like '90s Robin Williams, great movie, like Mrs. Doubtfire, Man of the Year.
Yeah.
This is the next
And it's
thing
a
that he's going to
political
do.
drama.
It's a political thriller. It is like there's a conspiracy, and Laura Linney starts to think she's going crazy, and there's every
How have I
funny
not seen
part.
this?
Maybe I've seen
Don't watch it because it'll piss you off. But every funny part in the trailer is the only funny part in the entire movie.
World's Greatest Dad. He did movies like that in the twilight of his career.
Well, that movie, I had no clue. I was like, this is funny. And then the weirdest thing happens in the world. And then the whole rest of the movie, it's like the most depressing thing you've ever seen. I'm like, what is this movie? Why is Bobcat Goldthwait making movies? And why is this one of these?
Did you see Dear Evan Hansen?
No.
Same thing. It was I'd say it's almost beat for beat. Same thing. Just done. It's a musical and it's done with teenagers.
But that could be done.
Leah loved that.
No, you
Dear
can't
Evan Hansen?
anymore because
you like it?
R.I.P.
I've not seen it.
Robin Williams.
Yeah,
Which truly broke my heart.
Yeah.
that's a big loss.
But that one, if you redid it, what the plot was like told to be, I think could be done really well.
That reminds me, honestly, of a movie that came out in the '90s called Dave. Do you
I remember Dave.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
with,
was it's in that same
Kevin
vein.
Kline in
Yeah,
it, right?
Yeah.
it's in that same vein. He just oddly looks like the president. The president's dead, and they bring him in as a body double. And it plays it like it's a big joke, and it's not. It's actually got a lot of intrigue. There's a whole lot of like,
Yeah. Well, King Ralph with John Goodman was good. Turn off your brain, and he
Yeah.
becomes the king of England or
Of
something.
course, that was good. That
because
was
he's the only living male heir or whatever.
I like John Goodman. Period.
Oh yeah, he's
I think
great.
he's fantastic in everything he's in.
I think remakes. I think in addition to them, not a lot of directors don't believe that their fans are smart enough or that people aren't smart enough to understand what's going on. I think it comes from arrogance too. You see a movie. I mean, we do it all the time. I could make a much better movie than that. These directors are so sure they can that they'll fly in the fans' face.
Well,
and be
in
as-
interviews they'll say, "Well, we're not gonna go with fan expectations on this." And I'm
Well,
like,
that's
you're
the
gonna
thing. They're-
alienate your whole audience.
They're trying to seek out other fans. Well, that fan base has kept you in business for the last
so why
40
not
years.
court them and then maybe try
Why
to pick
not
up a
just
few new ones?
Kathleen Kennedy's the biggest example of that. She said we had nothing.
No
we had
source
to come
material.
up with something on our own. We had no source material.
Except for that other
No
50
source
years worth.
material.
Expanded universe.
There's 300 novels of extended universe.
Yeah, but who wants to read
These
that?
people are deeply. The problem is
All
these
those
people
words.
are deeply mediocre, and she should have kept getting somebody's coffee. Is what she should have been doing.
Well, there certainly is a lot of that, isn't there? I think something that would be a fun comedy for now, just because of how extravagant things have become with social media and all that stuff. This is not an example of what we're talking about right now, but would be a fun remake if they could do it right. Even though I think the old one is good, is Brewster's Millions.
Oh, that was great.
I think
love
that
that
movie
movie.
could have been
Richard
better. It's
Pryor
a good one.
was great.
like that
John
movie.
Candy was good at it and everything.
Yeah.
But if you did a Brewster's Millions set now, I think it could be really, really fun.
Yeah.
He'd be hard to replace
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
as far as.
Well, Candy would too. I think a lot of the
I could
stuff
see
from
Jason Lee playing Brewster,
That would be kind of fun.
Okay, I could watch that.
Yeah.
but I think part of it is I think Brewster has to be black. That was actually one of the big.
And
because when
at
he
the
sees
time
his-
it was more.
when he sees his
pertinent.
grandfather the first time, he goes, "What? You didn't know your grandfather was a honky?" And that kind of got the ball. Oh, sorry, got the whole.
That was a good one.
I did it
That
twice.
was a good. That was a good.
I'm still going
Right.
strong. I haven't hit it yet.
Yeah,
I
nice.
don't
Evans
think
is-
I've hit.
I'm like
Just staying
statue
I don't
still
in
think
the
over
I've
here.
hit.
area.
I think Evan's over here gripping the seat.
I am, yeah,
I
I'm
think there's gonna be
rodeo.
finger holes in the chairs over here.
Anybody else have any? What about a remake that you
just
actually
afraid of remakes.
enjoyed?
Oh, that's a short
Dude.
one.
Magnificent Seven.
I didn't like that one.
I did. It
The
wasn't as
original
good
was
as the original one. Don't get me wrong, but I think they stayed.
I've got
with the
one that I
spirit
think
of
is
the
10
movie that
times
was-
better.
I don't
is it?
think I've
True
seen-
Grit. True Grit was better.
I didn't
Sorry.
love that one as much
It
as
was
you did.
True
I mean, I
Grit
liked it,
was
but-
so good. And Haley Steinfeld, I believe is her name.
Yeah.
She was phenomenal. She
was-
should have won an Oscar for
She
that.
was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. She should have gotten Best Actress. She was
Lead.
in every scene
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah, and I would argue, really, she was. They kind of made her the main character of the movie.
Well, in the book, she's the man.
Yeah.
It followed the book.
Yeah.
So I listened to the book not
I just
too long
don't like
ago.
remakes. I guess I don't
It
know.
was
It's
so much better than the
Isn't
first.
I don't
she
have
really tall?
anything.
Isn't she really tall, Haley
Maybe.
Steinfeld?
She's pretty.
Am I thinking she's beautiful lady?
She's pretty. She was in a movie that I actually really liked called Edge of 17 with Woody Harrelson in it, and it's
Woody Harrelson's another one that's
it's
great.
good.
This might be
Woody Harrelson.
low grade blasphemy, especially to Adam since he's such a fan of this guy. But I think the remake of Rear Window was really good. Did y'all see that?
I don't think you can remake that movie.
I'm a
It
Jimmy
was-
Stewart fan.
It was
Yeah,
remade
that's-
for
he was
television,
great.
and Christopher
Christopher Reeves
was,
played him.
It's when
Oh.
after he was paralyzed.
Yeah.
and he
Pretty
You don't have-
good.
You don't have to pantomime that one.
it's
That'll
not
get,
so good.
We'll get canceled on that one. Though.
it's very
It's
good.
I don't think it's as good as Jimmy Stewart one. I'm a big
Jimmy
fan
Stewart
of
was
Alfred Hitchcock and Jimmy Stewart.
But for a modern retelling of it, it was
yeah, it was
really
good. I
Did
didn't
anybody
think it was
watch
bad.
the remake of Above Suspicion? I haven't seen it, but that was a Christopher Reeve
Oh
movie.
no, I didn't know they remade it.
Yeah,
I don't-
now that may be an Evan fact, but I feel like I
Above
feel like
Suspicion
they
was really good.
See if they made
It's
it.
the- it's
I
the
really
first-
feel like maybe
It's
I'm
the
right
first
on
time
this one.
that I had ever seen
Make it the
Christopher
first
Reeve
time.
play a villain, and he's not necessarily the bad guy, but he
No,
does
but he's
some really
great.
shady
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, he's great
Hey,
in that
Joe
one.
Montana in that one also.
Yeah, he's a detective trying to get him.
His
Right?
daughter's hot.
You can walk.
He stabs
Stabs
him.
him like he
Oh,
doesn't
he was
flinch.
so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I hope
it
that
is.
it's not the same thing, but it has Amelia
got
Clark.
Amelia-
That is actually really good. Believe it or not.
Amelia
So it's not the
Clark.
same story.
No, that's not
or
the same.
supposed
No,
to be like
she,
it. Okay, I just
it's
saw
got the
the
guy.
I'm not sure about her acting talent.
It's got the
Oh,
guy
I think
that
she's good. Yeah, I think she's.
Adam.
I think
It's got
she's
the guy
really
who
good.
played Colonel Darcy in. Or no, I'm sorry. Played. He was in Boardwalk Empire as the guy with half of a face.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know
This,
his name.
it's a
though.
story about a girl who this FBI agent comes to this girl and they're trying to bust up drugs and all that stuff. He turns her and wants him to work for her.
This guy,
Or wants her
Richard
to work for
Harrow.
him.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's his name in the show.
He was
Sorry.
so good. His name's Johnson. It's Jack Houston, I think.
His name is Jack Houston.
All right,
Good job.
but he starts
it's,
he starts this relationship. He wants her to go in and undercover for all this stuff, and then they start sleeping together. And then he has her.
She's sleeping with him.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he has a face.
That's
Yeah,
a
in that
fiction. That's a.
He's not a bad looking guy.
but
Amelia Clark, good looking though, not even close.
I mean,
and she plays the whitest of white trash. Really,
okay.
it is very, very.
so they lowered
Amelia
they lowered her
Clark's
standards
hot.
through her.
he's a nice looking guy.
He plays the
Again,
he
not
plays-
Amelia Clark, good
He
looking.
plays the devil.
She's
in,
so pretty.
That witch is Mayfair Witches. From
So not a
Age-
remake. I was wrong again. So my fault.
no. If you get a chance to watch that, it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I've not seen that one either.
Oh, right.
And
know
it's
what?
a true story.
Who I love
Who's that?
This guy right here.
Jeffrey Wright.
He's good in
He
everything that he's
he
in.
played Peoples, and I thought that's what he actually
so,
was.
Yeah, it's so weird
Oh,
going
what was
back and
that?
seeing
What
Peoples
movie
and
was that?
Shaft.
Shaft, yeah.
That was a great
So-
movie.
Remake.
Now that's a
Remake.
remake that should have been
Remake.
done.
There you go.
That was good. Yeah.
So that's the
Samuel
first
L.
time I ever saw Christian Bale. I know he was a child actor.
No, he did
actually.
incredible in that. Though.
Newsies.
He
But
wanted to hit
that's
him
before
so
I ever
hard.
saw American Psycho, or before I ever saw.
Yeah.
But the first time I saw Christian Bale, first time I saw that guy, and I
Yeah,
love
Jeffrey
both
Wright's
of
awesome.
them.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, remakes. Speaking of remakes, there's a rumor. I don't know if it was just if he was confirming or just saying that he always wanted to. I've heard a rumor that X-Men, the new X-Men, is going to have Giancarlo Esposito as Magneto, because he said that if there was one Marvel character he ever wanted to play, it was Magneto.
I think they should leave X-Men alone.
I think they ought to also.
I think they should just stop.
Superhero movies.
Just
in-
stop. Making
I think they
movies.
need to take about, no joke, probably about 5 years. I
And
think
restructure.
Well, the problem is-
restructure,
the problem is
restart.
they shot
Fire
10
everybody.
They shot 10 or 12 of these movies during COVID, and they just couldn't release them. So that's why we're getting all this stacked on top of each
Well,
other.
you keep getting people. The ones that are good keep stepping on their careers.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's not
Joss
any
Whedon.
good though.
The thing that I was so disappointed in was when I saw that Robert Downey Jr. was going to be in another Marvel movie.
Yeah, he's already.
Why on
the
earth
universe,
would they
yeah.
do that?
I don't know.
No, I
I know.
I know
no,
why.
I say that.
He's
There's a
incredible.
lot of money. There's a lot of money that he's
everyone
getting.
he's in, he gets they make $1 billion. If he's not in it, they
But he's such an amazing actor, and I think he did great as Tony Stark.
Oh yeah.
But he's never going to get his dues for that. He's going to get
No.
pay,
Yeah.
right? But he's not going to get his acting dues like we know that he deserves. Like I think, and I know you are a huge like source material Sherlock Holmes fan. I thought the Sherlock movies with him and Jude Law in them, I
liked them?
love watching them.
Good
I
action
think
movies.
they're
They were
very
fun.
enjoyable. I think he does such a great
think
job
they were
playing
fun.
him.
I call them the
Just such great acting.
Yeah, I like the Cumberbatch Sherlock show.
I call them the
BBC.
Guy Ritchie Sherlock movies, because that's what they are.
Yeah.
They are,
Guy
and I
Ritchie
love
Sherlock
them.
movies.
I wish I liked him better.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, I think he's.
I mean, I know I like him. I can't look at him.
Oh, okay.
He does look like one of the guys on VeggieTales.
No,
the
I mean,
celery.
He looked-
he's hard to look at.
He could play the intergalactic turtle. Wouldn't he be so good?
He is hard
They'll
to
get
look
Andy
at.
Serkis.
Sorry, the voice. No,
He kind of looks like Dana Carvey in Master
they'll
of
get-
Disguise as the turtle.
That's not what I meant.
No, I think
his
Benedict
voice would be
Cumberbatch
really
is
good.
They'll get him to
Real hard to
they'll
look
get Andy
at.
Serkis to do the turtle.
love
Now, he's a fantastic actor. Fantastic. Hard to look
Well,
at.
and the other guy, the one that played,
It's almost
yes, played Bilbo. In
it's
the
almost
terrible
painful to
Hobbit
look at.
trilogy.
Like it hurts me almost physically. I have to go.
That sounds like your problem.
I mean,
That
yeah,
sounds
but
like
I
maybe
mean,
you need
have
some
you ever
help.
seen
a
somebody
lot,
that was so
a lot
home
of
with
women
you?
would probably disagree with you, but I
Yeah.
think it's all the accent. A lot of
Yeah, it's English
And money.
accent goes a long way.
Accent and money goes a whole big long way with dating.
yeah. Instead, I have a Southern accent. And
Yeah, I wanted Australian. Wouldn't that have been a good one to
That I'm
draw?
broke and have.
Well,
and
even
I'm
worse,
hillbilly.
even worse than a Southern accent. When I was a kid, I had a very
hillbilly.
strong Southern accent, and I hated that I had a Southern accent. So I tried my best to not have a Southern accent. So now everybody from the South thinks I'm from the North, and everybody from the North knows I'm from
yeah.
the South, and so it's not a good.
No, I
accent.
like having this accent now, but I still have this accent. I mean, I'm country as cornbread.
You certainly are. You're probably the countryest.
Yeah,
of us, I think.
I was talking to Noah, or my son, on the way up here. Actually, that we were all raised. I mean, we're not that different age-wise. We were all raised in the same house, and we all have different speech patterns, different.
Except you and me. I think
Well,
you and
yeah,
me,
you and I are real similar.
how we speak and everything.
Yeah.
Except I wear my voice out every day, either coaching or playing music somewhere, and then I have a little bit deeper of a voice just because my voice is worn out. But when you get us on the phone or chatting on,
Yeah. I
We've
used
got
to
some-
have
I can tell you apart, but that
fun
must
fun
be.
story from when we were in
Knowing you.
school. I would have Noah or Zachary talk to my girlfriends on the phone when I didn't want to talk on the phone. I'd put him on.
we
with him
both
for a
had
little while.
girlfriends in high school that just loved talking on the phone,
man,
and you
for
and I
so long.
both never liked talking on the
Yeah.
phone. Priscilla thinks it's so funny when you and I call each other because it's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" All right, I'll talk to you
bye.
later. It's like, what did you all do? It's like, we just made plans. You know,
Hate
how?
phone.
I don't like talking on the phone. I
Next
don't need
Friday,
Have you
we're
heard?
getting
uh,
together.
Have you heard? I think it's Jeff Foxworthy that does it. Says that's Carl. Such and such had a bad car wreck in the hospital. Oh, were the kids with him? I don't know. That's Carl. That's Carl's wife.
Ask-
Just had it. Just had a car wreck. A real bad car wreck.
That's-
He's in the hospital. Well, was he out? Was he out by himself? Had he had anything to drink? I
Yeah,
don't know.
girls
that
need
was just
those.
Carl's wife, and he.
there are
how
so
are
many
Nancy and the
conversations.
kids taking
Yeah.
it? I don't know. That was just.
He had a bad car accident. Yeah.
What do you
That's-
know? Well, I know that I got a message.
I know. I got a message that was he's had a bad car wreck. And he's in the hospital.
And they want to know every bit of information from that.
So that's what we think about remakes for movies.
Yeah, it's some way we had a storyline to this episode, but we can't quite remember it. But
Going back to that, by the way, Resident Evil, you need 5 actors, a mansion, and cameras. I could make a Resident Evil movie on that.
And some good makeup.
good
Makeup.
practical effects.
Use the people from season 1 of The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Get Toby Sales makeup group together to do that.
He might be able to do that. Actually, he's cousin.
And we're related in some way.
I don't
Had to have
believe it's as
friends
hard
you
as
call him,
everybody's
'cause I don't
making it
know him.
out to be.
related so much that if we walked up to him, he
wouldn't
Wouldn't
know
have any
from
idea
Adam.
who we are.
Yeah.
He knows Frenchie though.
we
Hi, Frenchie.
one of our other not listeners. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of the Brothers BS. We hope you all enjoyed it. And of course, we want to hear from you all about the subject we talked about today. Of course, give us your remakes that you think could actually work. There are so many right now that are bombing hard. And I think there's a lot of good concepts that could be made into great movies. We also, of course, want to hear your comments on what we want to do next, what our topics are going to be, and if you all have any prompt questions you all want us to ask, or any stories from, I guess, our childhood, because there might be people who learn from that. So let us know anything that you would like. Well, you all would like to hear. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that other stuff. Again, I am Zach,
Evan.
Andrew.
Adam.
and we are the Brothers BS.